Oh, hey. 2,000 subscribers. It's kind of weird to me because 4 months ago, we were just making the 1,000 subscriber special. And for any of you guys that need the gamer timeline, that was right when Valhalla came out. So just not long ago at all. But I thought a fantastic idea for us to celebrate the 2,000 subscribers that we have collected would be a Q&A video, a video for you guys to ask me some questions, maybe get to know some things about me that you didn't know before, and hopefully get to know me on a more personal level. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart for 2,000 subscribers. Now we're on the road to 3,000, and the grind don't stop, baby. So question number one from the biggest homies, and probably a reason that a lot of you guys are here and watching right now over at Gameology. Shout out Seb. Congrats for reaching 2K subs, man. Hey, thank you. What's your main goal for this year? And do you think you could reach the champions rank on Rocket League soon? Well, let's answer the second one first. I'm big addicted to Rocket League right now. If you guys want to see a video on that, let me know. It's kind of like my guilty pleasure when I'm not recording that I just enjoy playing and sweating on. Champions rank? I am gold right now. I've only been playing like a week, and I think I'm gold 1 was my rank as of yesterday. So I'm pretty happy with that, but I got a lot of improving to do, a lot. As far as the main goal for this year, you know, a lot of people are probably gonna put it on a numerical value like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 subs to end the year. And yeah, absolutely, I want to get that, but I don't know if that's a main goal for me. Yeah, obviously the numbers are cool, but that's not why I do this whole thing at all. Obviously the numbers help and drastically improve what we try to do here, but that's not the main focus. Honestly, I think my main goal for this year would be to, when I sit down and watch a video, I don't overly critique myself. I want to make a video that I am satisfied with, that I am happy with, that I am not constantly overanalyzing. I think that's my main goal, is to improve so much as a video maker and a content creator, because there's just so much to learn, and I'm just getting started, that I am content with my direction in the videos that I'm making. I think that's my main goal. All right, so second question from Agent Z. If YouTube didn't work for you, I mean, I don't know if you could say it's working, but what would I do is work? By the way, congrats on 2K subs, homie. Keep it up, go. Hey. Well, like I said, YouTube don't pay the bills. Not even close. I mean, it's cool. We're actually making money on the videos that I make now, which is awesome, because I made so many hundreds upon hundreds of videos that made no money. It's cool to at least get a little bit of kickback from all of the time and effort that I put in. And obviously, like, that's growing as we get more people and stuff like that. And with that, we'll be able to do a lot more as a community and for the community and stuff like that. But as far as work, it's pretty much all freelance work for me right now, is where I get a majority of my money. I have some money in stocks that's doing pretty good, so I'm not complaining about that. I don't know if I can call this a job yet, because I do make money doing it, and that's awesome to say that I make money playing video games. I don't know if I can quite say that it's a job, but this is kind of my dream job. But if I couldn't say YouTube, I might say like something like a vet, because it's still medically inclined and something to do with biology and science. And I love animals. I love my little doggy. And seeing how much the vet has helped him throughout all his struggles, I think I might say a vet. That's a good question, though. Oh, hey, look who it is. My favorite person in the entire world. Jay, if you guys don't know, that's the lovely girlfriend, the inverted girlfriend. Congrats on 2K. She put a dolphin, but I know she meant a shark. She knows better. Who is your favorite member of One Direction? What kind of stupid ass... I'm only saying this because I know she'll get a little giggle out of this, and I have bought her some merch from this particular person because that's her favorite. But the man, Harry Styles. Honestly, I prefer green grapes. because they're a little bit crispier. They're a little tart sometimes, so neither. My favorite food in the entire world, easy, my mother's lasagna. She makes the sauce from scratch. I get it once a year on my birthday, and I absolutely engorge it. It'd have to be a movie that makes me laugh, because from my feels, I don't want to feel bad. So honestly, one of my go-to movies that I used to know almost every single quote for when I was growing up was Step Brothers. Did we just become best friends? Yup. Do I think I'll play more games with community like Sunday Sub Day? Absolutely. I've talked in previous videos that I want to kind of do like a member Monday, kind of like I used to do with Sunday Sub Day, but I don't think we have a member yet, and we kind of need to get a decent amount of members before I start doing that, so that it doesn't waste y'all's time and it doesn't waste my time. But yes, I'm absolutely all for that. Another thing that I would really like to do, if we get big enough, I would love to have community-driven tournaments or community-driven challenges like Photoshop or editing challenges, beam challenges, just cool little creative stuff like that to do little giveaways here and there. So just absolutely, I'm all for that, man. Community is everything. I'm gonna butcher a lot of y'all's names, and if I don't say it right, correct me, okay? Deco Stakis, Deco Stakis. One of those has to be right. What was the first game you ever played? Oh man, I would have to go back to the Nintendo 64, and I think the first game I remember playing was Donkey Kong. I remember it had the yellow cartridge. When it didn't work, you had to blow on it and then stick it back in. Sounds kind of weird when you say it out loud, but you get what I mean. What made me start YouTube was I was kind of in a rut in life. I didn't know where to go. I was watching a lot of YouTube, and I was just thinking, like, you know, like I was always that really vibrant, way too loud individual in the group. And I just thought that if I could learn certain characteristics and certain skills, that I could really do it well. And so I had talks with a few people, and they said, yeah, you should start it. Fortnite was pretty much the game that was popping, and the next day I went out and bought my very first computer, and that's kind of what made me start.
Started with the N64, went up to the original Xbox, been an Xbox fanboy ever since. I know it's gonna trigger some of you, I'm sorry, you're just gonna have to get over it.
I immediately fell in love with it. Like, it felt like the first time I ever picked up a basketball. So for those of you guys that don't know me personally, I was a huge basketball player. Starting point guard all throughout high school was good. All conference, all sorts of athlete stuff. And that was my obsession. I was in the gym 7 days a week. So making that first video honestly lit up a fire in me and a passion that I have not felt since playing basketball. How long have you and your girlfriend been together? We have been together over 3 years now. The homie Lance, congrats on 2K subscribers, man. Thank you. About the question though, what will you do if you didn't start the YouTube career? So that's kind of what I touched on earlier. I didn't really know when I started YouTube. If I wouldn't have started doing YouTube, I still don't think I can call this a career, by the way, guys, just so we're clear. With all honesty, I think that I don't have a serious answer for that. I don't know. From Linzo65, he asks, has gaming been your passion since you started YouTube or your entire life? P.S. Love your vids, man, and congrats on 2K subscribers. Thank you, Linzo. I appreciate it, man. I've been a gamer my entire life. I took a little bit of hiatus when I first started college because I was just kind of partying all the time. My dad's the one that got me started on it. He was the reason that I enjoyed gaming so much, because he was a huge nerd. Oh my God. The amount of times that I would stay up way past my bedtime when I was young, like too young, watching him play certain games like Dead Space or Halo or whatever game it may be, because they thought I was too young to actually play, but it was okay for me to watch. Yeah, too many times to count. And that's actually why, bonus information for you guys, that's actually why I play inverted, was because my dad played inverted, and that's how whenever I used the controller, whenever he was done playing, it was inverted. So that's how I ended up having to learn. It just kind of stuck with me. It became second nature. So a little bit of a bonus question. Next question from Razor Bro. How did I come in contact with Gameology? Oh, this is a good one. So if you guys have been around for a little bit, you guys probably saw my God of War Ragnarok reveal trailer reaction. So that trailer kind of hit an algorithm a little bit. Good for me. It's at like 5,500 views. And I ended up getting an email from a special someone. I'm not gonna name who, but from a special someone. They were trying to get my permission to use the clip. Well, you know, unlucky me. Email ended up going to my junk mailbox. And then a couple days later, they tried to get in contact with me again. Went to my junk mailbox again. So, you know, that could have been a huge opportunity missed. Thankfully, from whatever sign from the heavens above, I got a third email that did not go into my junk mailbox. And that's when I got the third email, is when I realized that the first two were in my junk mail. It was asking and saying, hey, we got this new show. We saw your reaction. We really like you. We'd like to try and do this whole luck or skill thing. And the rest is kind of history. First episode, raging at riot shields, red face, Facebook comments hate me. All right, next question is from Blur. Q&A question. Will you ever play a game like Minecraft or do a video on revisiting old Call of Duty games like Modern Warfare, Black Ops, etc.? Bonus question, did I have a job before YouTube? I like that. It's a little bit different of an iteration from the previous question. So, first question, will I ever play a game like Minecraft? I own Minecraft. I played it quite a bit. I used to stream it. That game is so beautiful with the right shaders on, holy, and it's just so relaxing and calm. So would I ever play and make a video on Minecraft? Absolutely. And would I do a video on revisiting old Call of Duty games like Modern Warfare and Black Ops and etc.? Yes. The timing on them has to be right, because it seems like every year in the dead points in the content for Call of Duty, you see strictly Call of Duty YouTubers start to go back and do the same cycle. They go through the same games and go, this is what this game's like in 2021, even though in the previous year you did, this is what this game's like in 2020. And it's the same game and it's the same video, but it's an interesting title. And if it hits an algorithm, it gets people to click it. So, you know, I get why they do it, but yeah. So if the timing's right, absolutely. And then the bonus question, did I have a job before YouTube? Yes, I did. I had quite a few. One of my first jobs, my very first job was kind of like a neighborhood thing. I'm sure a lot of kids started out like this, where I just went and mowed yards for money. It was, you know, hand me cash, I'll mow your yard pretty terribly. And then I had a buddy of mine that ended up graduating high school with that ended up opening his own pizza place. And then I worked as a pizza delivery driver. What's good? That was an awful time in life. And then I worked 3 or 4 years at a day camp, weirdly enough. Can you imagine me working with kids? Actually, I was pretty good at my job because it allowed me to be creative, kind of like what we do here on YouTube, and come up with some cool games and cool ways to make things fun and fresh and be a kid. Because let's be honest, I am a giant kid that sometimes uses very bad words. But funny enough, that job where I worked as a camp counselor and stuff like that is where I ended up meeting Jamie, my girlfriend. She worked next to me. And funny enough, the very first day that I came back to that job, we have to do a mandatory CPR class, and she was my partner. So that's where we got introduced. How sweet and wholesome is that? All right, so the next question is from shubehankergames. If I don't say your name right, please correct me down in the comments below. What do I do for a living? So I kind of already touched on this earlier. I think the best way to describe it would be a freelancer, whether that be doing voiceovers or things like that. Probably be the best way for me to describe it. That's pretty much how I make a lot of my money. I got some money in stocks that's doing pretty good. So that's kind of how I make ends meet. I appreciate your question. Cashfee asks, hey, congrats on 2K. Thank you. You deserve it so much. Thank you again. Q&A, which new game are you most looking forward to playing on the channel this year? Except Outriders, because you already seem pretty into it as far as I can see. Oh yeah, I'm big into that game. Also saw your reaction to Hogwarts Legacy, which I would love to see you and your girlfriend play. That could be an interesting idea. So of course I need to ask, what Harry Potter house are you in? Okay, so first, which new game are you most looking forward to playing on the channel this year? That's a good question. That's a really good question. I probably would say Outriders because it's right around the corner, but you already excluded that one. So, well, I'm gonna say this, even though I think it's gonna get delayed. It's going to easily be God of War Ragnarok, but I think it's going to get delayed to 2022, unfortunately. So if it's not that, I'll go ahead and say Far Cry 6. And Far Cry 5 and New Dawn was probably my favorite Far Cry game in the series because of the story and how wrapped up in it I was. So probably Far Cry 6. I need them to get here, damn it, because we're in such a dry spot for new games right now. He asked, what Harry Potter house are you in? I am in Gryffindor. I did a test. My girlfriend made me do the test. She also found out what kind of wand that I would use, but I don't remember any of that. You'll have to ask her for that kind of personal information. All right, Kason Smith asks, number 1, best Uncharted gun, 2, best Far Cry game, and 3, what is your most anticipated game only 2021? So I already answered 3. We already got that out of the way. I technically answered 2. My best Far Cry game that I personally enjoyed the most is Far Cry 5 because of the story. And the gameplay for me is pretty fun, even though it's kind of a simple open world Ubisoft game. But part of that I really enjoyed, especially at the time that it came out. And then number 1, best Uncharted gun. Ooh, like the snipers were very fun, but they were probably the easiest to use in the game. Some of the ARs, like the gold AR in Uncharted 4, it starts with an A and has an X in it, but I think it's like the ACX or something like that, was super fun to use, had a high rate of fire so you could just mow down people. But I think my favorite gun or gun types would be the pistols, just because of how satisfying it was to hit those one taps after one taps after one tap. So that's probably what I would have to say. Next question from No Skit. Would I ever play COD Cold War with subs? Absolutely. I think that would honestly be a pretty cool stream idea. Like I said, I love getting to interact with you guys. That's one of my favorite things that I love about doing this whole YouTube thing is getting talk with you guys and interact with you guys on a daily basis and, you know, seeing what you guys are up to, what games you guys are playing and all that jazz. So thank you for the question. Oh, we got another one from Kason. He said, and can you do a spook? I don't even know what word that is. Sunday, and we post stuff in the Discord and you watch it. Ooh, that would be kind of cool. That would actually be kind of cool. Kind of like what some people do where they have their own Reddit threads and they react to stuff like that. Absolutely. That might be a good idea. And if we get enough of it, absolutely I would react and make a video on that because that would be really fun. I like that idea. Isis Herrera asks, are you going to play the Walking Dead game someday? Maybe. Never say never on games like that because I have heard a lot of really good things about them. And as far as story-based games go, I hear they're very good. So never say never. Mudasim, I hope I'm saying your name right, brother. Will you have a Nathan Drake poster on your wall with the others? Absolutely. I've been critically thinking about where I wanted to put Uncharted 4 in my top 5 or top 10 greatest games of all time, and I can't put it above God of War because of the very personal connection that I have with that game. But previously it was God of War, The Last of Us 1, probably Days Gone, and then Horizon Zero Dawn, and then Far Cry 5 for me were probably my personal favorites. So I definitely enjoyed the game more than I did Days Gone, even though I had a really good time playing that game. But do I like it more than The Last of Us? The first one. That's tough. So it's sitting at either 2 or 3 right now for me. And I think it'll only get solidified as time goes on, whether that's a 2 or 3, but absolutely deserving of a spot on the wall of fame. So I've already been looking at different posters that I want to put out. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of like posters that I can get online already made, so I'll probably have to get a graphic and then just print out a poster at Walgreens and then frame it. But, you know, that all works the same. So absolutely. Thank you for your question. I believe we're coming up on our last set of questions here. So these last 3 comes from X-Ray24. He asks, would you ever do a co-op game with your girlfriend for a video? Well, funny enough, we already have one. Look up my House Flipper series. I put up 2 videos with her for that, and we had a lot of fun. We've talked about doing other games and stuff like that, but it just has to be a game that she enjoys and is comfortable with playing or, you know, sitting and reacting to on the camera. So the second question is, how did you get into gaming, and would you ever do a movie/trailer? But it's okay if not, because I know there's a lot of editing. How did I get into gaming? Well, like I said earlier, pretty much my dad. My dad was the one that was a huge nerd. And then he introduced it to me, and I just fell in love with it. And would I ever do a movie trailer? Maybe. never say never, because I really have gotten into the whole cinematography side of things. I'm really bad at it, as you guys can tell in my vlogs. But I watch a lot of cinematography, videography YouTubers to try to get some tips and help. So never say never, but probably not anytime soon. And I think your last question, and the last question for this Q&A, is, do you have any other hobbies besides gaming? Yes, a ton. It's pretty much all boils down to being outside. As you guys can tell by my shirt, I love to fish. Love to fish. I grew up on a river. My childhood home was on a river, so I used to fish just all day, every day then too. I love being outdoors. I have dirt bikes, a 250cc racing 4-stroke bike that was my dad's bike that I now have, and it is a screamer, and I love riding that thing. It's so fun. It gets up on one wheel so quick, and it's just it's such a blast. And then I also really enjoy what I've really gotten into here recently, that I kind of always just dabbled in just to kind of play with friends, but I'm really taking it a lot more seriously, is disc golfing. I've ordered like 10 discs online, and I'm just waiting for them to get in, and that's definitely something this summer that I'm probably going to get into pretty heavy, because I've always played golf, and I've been decent at golf. Like I've shot par once on like a credible course, and I've shot like 2 or 3 over on some little rinky-dink courses, so I'm pretty good at golf. I played golf quite a bit. Right now, since I don't really play, I haven't played in like over a year, picked up a golf club in over a year, I'll probably swing like high 80s, low 90s. I have a kayak. I love to go floating and kayaking. That kind of ties in with the whole fishing thing. I love to take my kayak out and go fishing. Weirdly enough, I love running and being outside, because I used to hate it. But I just bought my very first pair of like dedicated running shoes, some Nike Pegasus 37s that are like running on clouds. Yeah, I could probably go on and on and on about my hobbies outside of gaming. I like to do a lot. I think that's the last question, guys. And I tell you what, I'm blown away by the amount of questions. I'll be completely honest. When I originally posted it, I was nervous. I thought we were going to get like 1 or maybe 2 questions, and we weren't going to be able to do a Q&A video. But I've been sitting here recording for over 40 minutes, answering y'all's questions and recording this. So that's pretty damn cool that you guys care enough to want to ask me questions about things, and I'm more than honored to give you guys answers, and grateful that you guys have asked for that. So to 1,000 subscribers, I'm sure soon enough, hopefully, if things keep going as planned, we'll get to 3,000, and we'll have to come up with something for that as well. So thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for 2,000 subscribers. Thankful for every one of you that are coming in and watching, genuinely watching the videos and enjoying them. Stay awesome. Stay yourself. And tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you in Uncharted Lost Legacy, because you guys have been asking and asking and asking for it. And gosh damn it, I'm going to deliver, okay? So see you guys then.